5789 State Street in Saginaw, or online at westsidedecoratingcenter.com. That's westsidedecoratingcenter.com. Art is out for today, and I am out and about for today. I'm up a little ways north of where we're normally at in Linwood at Frank's Great Outdoors. They're celebrating a milestone 80 years in business here this weekend. Plenty to do, and we're going to hear all about that. But we're also going to hear a little bit of that history of 80 years in business. Joining me this morning to talk about that, we have Andy Gorski. Andy, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us. What's your title, Andy?
I'm just the first guy that fixes stuff when it's busted, I guess. Maybe a manager per se, but yeah, we take care of the problems here. When things go awry, we fix them. That's what I do.
The problem solver. I like that.
Problem solver.
And going back one more generation, we've got Larry Gorski. Larry, good morning.
Good morning.
Do you have an official title here?
Yes, I'm the owner, and I am the caretaker of the property.
It's a big property.
It is, truly.
I'm from up in Standish, and I'm surprised this is my first time actually stopping here and kind of looking around a little bit. It's quite the operation you've got going.
It is. It's been going on since my dad started back in 1945. And on the property, we still have a minnow pond that was dug in the 50s.
Really?
Yep. She's still here, and it's still active. And my brother Don, who does the bait for the company, monitors the pond and puts minnows in the pond back in, he puts them in November. They're good in the pond for November, December, January, February. That's when the winter fishery is, and that's when minnows sell the best.
I bet. Well, outdoor activity is certainly a big thing here in Michigan, especially in this area, especially in the summer. As people are driving north, the traffic's already picking up. But I got here, let's see, what time is it? I got here about an hour ago. And already there have been dozens of cars in and out of the parking lot. It's pretty early in the morning for that. Is this pretty normal for a Friday morning?
Yes, it is. We take care of a lot of people that are headed north for the weekend. And because we offer so many things, fishing, hunting, and clothing, and outdoor gear, we've created quite a clientele over the years. And people know we're open early, so they come on down and take advantage of it.
What time do you open?
6 a.m.
6 a.m. you're open, and I see some boats in the parking lot too, so definitely some fishermen here getting ready to get out on the water. One thing that I noticed as people were coming in, Andy, as you're buzzing around, you're greeting people by name.
Yeah, I've been here, been probably working here since I was 12 years old, and really? I know a lot of people. I met a lot of people coming through these doors. I dipped a lot of minnows. I sold a lot of fishing stuff, and made a lot of great relationships over the years. It's been a wonderful ride, I'm telling you that.
So you've got your regulars that come in?
Yes. I mean, there's guys that it's funny. I know them as young kids, running to them at the tackle show, the steelhead show back in the day, and they were, 8, 9, 10 years old, and now they're coming here as grown adults, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. It's been pretty fun.
It was kind of fun. I overheard one guy saying, I've been coming here 70 years.
Yeah, he's been coming here 70 years. I said, how old are you? He said, 77. I said, oh, yep, you're right. You did the math. Good job.
And a lot of these people bring in kids along with them, too. So we've got 7-year-olds that hopefully 70 years from now will be involved. I think it's awesome that this is really a family business.
Yes, very good.
As we've been talking about getting people on the air this morning, you're just naming off family members.
Yep. Aunt Judy just walked up. She's probably got something to say. Why don't you sit down and get a couple questions here?
Come on over, Aunt Judy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Do you have an official title here? Or just a member of the family?
Just a member of the family.
It's just what it is. So you've been around, when did you start working here?
Well, we moved here when I was 3 years old, and I guess I started working when I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
And by the time I was 10, I was helping my dad in a store make change, selling stuff.
So you've seen this place grow pretty much since the beginning?
Oh, many, many times.
Yeah. How has it changed in terms of not just like the footprint? We talked about the facility a little bit here, and we'll get to that a little bit more, but just in terms of like the community around it. We were just talking about how you've got regulars coming in at 6 a.m. Going out and about. Is that something that's kind of grown, or has it stayed pretty consistent?
Oh, I think it stayed pretty consistent. And back in the olden days, in the 50s, before 75 was built, we had a lot of traffic going up every weekend. So we got a lot of customers from Flint and Detroit going up to their cottages. And, that's changed with 75, but I think people still come down. What used to be US 23 and M13 now, I believe. So it's changed over the years.
Yeah. Are weekends, I'm assuming weekends tend to be busier, yeah?
Well, it's pretty much, weekends are busy, but during the week, we have good foot traffic.
Yeah. Well, the location definitely helps with that a little bit. So when we're talking about the family business part of it, do you have any idea how many members of the family are involved here?
Right now, today?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Quite a few. I really didn't stop to count. Did you, Larry?
6 or 7.
At least.
At least 6 or
Probably
7.
a dozen.
And another generation starting to come up too,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
helping
awesome
out.
to hear.
Yep, that's going.
How many generations has it been then? How many have we had working? 3?
Yep. Third generation working, and we're working on the fourth.
And the 4th is coming into things.
We'll see how long they can stay around.
Is that normal to see a lot of the third generation? Obviously, you're here.
Yep.
Yep. Is it pretty normal to see a lot of you guys stick around, or?
We're doing the best we can. It starts to filter out after that. We're trying to hold on to it and keep things tight,
Absolutely. So tell us just a little bit. We've got a few minutes left in this segment. Tell us just a little bit about this 80th anniversary celebration we've got going on this weekend.
It goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 5. We got all kind of stuff for the kids. We got a big bouncy slide, face painting for the kids, yard games, all kind of deals. Prizes we're giving away, drawings, all kind of great prizes are going on. We'll have a snack stick tasted from Country Smokehouse going on. She should be here any minute. And different food trucks every day. If you want to stop by and hang out and have something to eat on your way, you can do that too. And then we do have live music tomorrow night. Uncle Frank and Jude playing tomorrow night from 3 to 5. So that'll be cool as well.
Awesome. Good to hear. We'll hear more about that as we continue on. We're here at Frank's Great Outdoors in Linwood. Come on up this weekend. Check out all the fantastic things they have going on. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I want to get some stories from back in the day about running the family business here and how things have gone over the past 80 years. We'll hear more on that after this break.
So pretty much all you needed to do perch fishing was you needed a hook, a sinker, a bobber, and some kind of pole, be it mostly bamboo poles. So being an ardent fisherman, he would come up here and he would go fishing. There was only one bait shop, and he would go to it, and he witnessed the owner divvying out the minnows and counting them one by one, which created long lines, and he had to stand there in line. And he says, man, if the guy would just guesstimate the count, he could go a lot faster and serve a lot more people. So he had this idea. He put a minnow tank in his basement of the house, and then he went off to catch minnows. Well, at the time he worked at Dow, and the story goes that one day my dad was out chasing minnows, and my mom was taking care of the customers, and a gentleman came up and said, hey, have you seen Frank around? And my mom said, well, Frank's at work. And the man says, well, I got to tell you, I'm the foreman, and he hasn't been there in 2 weeks.
Oh, no.
So I'm sure there was some fireworks there when my mom confronted my dad. But that's what happened, and my dad loved the sport of catching minnows. He loved taking care of customers. He would get up at 5 a.m. and service customers till about 8 a.m. Then my mom would get up while watching 6 kids, and she would take care of the customer while my dad would go out and do a sport of collecting minnows. And that's pretty much the way it went.
Dad had it figured out.
He sure did. He sure did.
And you talk about the customer service part being kind of what drove him to start this out. And we were just talking off the air during that break, and it sounds like that's still kind of the main focus here at Frank's, is putting the customer first, making sure they get what they need.
Customer service at Frank's is paramount. We have people that have been here a long, long time, and they are well versed in what they do for the customer. There's fishing, there's electronics, there's hunting, there's outdoor clothing, and we have people that know all of these things very, very well. So the event that we're having this weekend is a tribute to all the customers that have been coming here since the 50s. And so we have put together a heck of a prize list, and we'll be running drawings for those prizes all weekend. We probably have 300 different prizes that we're going to be giving away to well-deserved customers that, again, that's what this event is all about. Customer appreciation and the staff that we have here at Frank's. They're such a huge part of Frank's success.
Absolutely. And we talked a little bit earlier about the generations of customers that show up. We've got fathers bringing their sons, and now those or sons and daughters, I guess, and now those kids bringing their kids around. But we were talking during the break, you've got employees that are generational here at Frank's.
We do. We have many that their children are working here. We probably have, I'll bet you we have 12 marriages here at Frank's.
Wow.
Where the employee met the employee and they got married. It's incredible.
It's a real family business in
truly.
more ways than one then. With that kind of comes that generational knowledge, though. And we talk about the electronics that are now involved in outdoors, and I want to get into that a little bit later on. But kind of the outdoor lifestyle has grown and evolved, but that knowledge, that information gets passed down, and it ends up with a very knowledgeable staff here, too.
That's true. Frank's actually grew with, in the 50s and 60s, the industry was perch fishing, and again, all you needed was a minnow and a hook and a pole of some kind. But then, when they dug the St. Lawrence Seaway, it let in some invasive species, and the first one was gizzard shad. They came up the Seaway and proliferated in the Great Lakes, much so that on the west coast of Michigan, they would die in the summertime, and then they would float up to the beaches, and the stench was unbelievable, and the people were up in arms because it smelled so badly. So they had to figure out a way to take care of these shad. So a fellow named Dr. Howard Tanner from the DNR had this idea of importing coho from the west coast, put them in Lake Michigan, and they put them in there, and I think it was around 67, 68 when these fish started to appear, and they were big, and they were on the west coast, and people were catching them to beat the band. And this is way before boats had downriggers or any kind of electronics. It was dangerous going out in Lake Michigan in a small boat. But that's how Frank's grew. All of a sudden we needed big reels, we needed big rods, we needed heavy line to catch these fish. and also the lures. You needed lures to catch these fish, and I believe there was probably a week, and that's what created the fishing industry. Phenomenal, and it still is today. And speaking of the Saginaw Bay, back in the I think it was the 80s, some local gentleman in Bay City area had an idea about growing walleye, planting the walleye in the holding ponds next to the expressway. And what they did was they put them in as fry, and in the fall they would seine the walleye fry out, and then they release them in various places along Bay City, Linwood, Pinconning, Standish, and they did this for a number of years. And everybody wondered, well, what's happening with all these walleye you're planting? We don't see them. Then one winter, I don't know which winter it was, guys were out ice fishing, and it was like flicking a switch. All of a sudden they started catching these walleye, monster walleye, and that's when the walleye industry took off, which created another boon to business here in the Tri-City area, because the walleye was a different fish. They liked different lures. They loved night crawlers in the summertime, and they loved shiner minnows in the wintertime. So again, Frank's won out, and the Tri-Cities won out, because now we have this walleye industry, and it creates a lot of money in the area. When people come from far away, they come from New York, they come from Pennsylvania, they come from Ohio, they come from all over to walleye fish here in the Saginaw Bay.
Absolutely, and you've got the location down right next to the bay pretty much here, where easy access to fishing supplies and things like that. How long does it take when things change? Normally you'd say it's gradual, but like you said with walleye, it was almost instant that this flipped. How long does it take to respond to this as a business? Does it take too long to get stock up that's going to impact and benefit new fish species, or?
Well, it takes a while, and we got great planners, great buyers to find product for the fishermen. And that's another success. We have great buyers who respond to the needs of the fishermen on a daily basis. If we don't have it, our guys are willing to go find it for you. And when we know something's hot, we stock up on it. So we're always working ahead of the game. And so again, it's a boon to the area economy, the restaurants, the bars, and the marina down here, Linwood Beach Marina, who services a tremendous amount of launches on Saturday morning and any given morning. They're lined up about a quarter of a mile. However, Linwood Beach Marina has 4 slots for launching boats. They can launch 4 boats at a crack, and they're very, very good. The gem of Linwood is Linwood Beach Marina, because they service so many fishermen.
Absolutely. I can imagine that that's a big benefit for you guys here. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we talked a little bit about the facility here and kind of where things started, and I want to know how they got to where they are now with the great big building behind us, and we'll talk about that after this break.
It's Soaring Eagle Casino's
taking care of the people that come in to buy the bait.
So are you still out chasing minnows? Is that your job now?
Yeah, that's still my job. Yes, I've been doing it a long time.
Absolutely. How have things changed since things got started 80 years ago?
Well, you know, the reintroduction of the walleye kind of flipped the fishery around, and it's kind of more walleye in the summertime.
Yeah.
Whereas we used to be perch fishing more, so it's, you know, it's more crawler sales now in the summer, minnow sales in the wintertime. So basically, I still catch the bait. Just not so much in the winter. In the summertime, it's mostly in the fall for the winter time for the winter catch.
All right. And I'm assuming the volume has gone up in terms of...
Volume on crawler sales has went sky high.
Yeah.
Because the walleye are just great out here. And as far as wintertime, as long as Mother Nature cooperates and we get ice, the guys are out ice fishing. It's like a town out on the bay.
How's that been the last couple of years? Because I know it's been pretty thin on ice for a few years now.
Yeah, the last 3 years have been kind of shaky. Last year we had maybe a month, but the couple of years before that we didn't have any ice. It's like I said, it just depends on the weather. As long as we get the cold, we get the ice, the guys are out.
It seems to me like if you work in an outdoor industry or somewhere like Frank's, you at least have to engage a little bit with things that are going on. Do you get time to get out and fish, or is it all minnows?
For me, it's basically all minnows.
Yeah.
I really don't have time to go chase anything because, along with Frank's, I do have some other stores that I take care of.
Okay.
And you know, it's pretty busy.
Absolutely. So, how long have you been doing the minnows or the live bait? You said it's been a long time.
Well, 50 years on the books.
50 years.
Yeah.
You've got to have some expertise built up after
A little bit.
that long.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, for someone who's looking to do it for themselves, other than just head up to Frank's and grab some minnows,
Woo.
what's the secret?
You've got to know where to go on what wind direction and what time of the year.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that go into it. Plus years of experience of just being there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been talking about kind of the generational aspect to both the customers and the ownership, the employees here at Frank's, and that knowledge kind of gets passed down and built upon a little bit here. What else has been built upon? I think, Andy, you might be better to talk on this. Maybe, Don, you've been around, you've seen it happen. The building has grown quite a bit.
For sure.
I was impressed just walking in the front door here, but from what you've told me before, just this front area, this is what's left of the original Frank's.
Yeah, that's the last piece. They were pouring the floor for this. I believe I was sophomore in high school. I think it was 87 we started building this addition, and this is the last piece that's left when you walk in the building. Then in 99 we started building the 30,000 square foot showroom. We built that right next door, and we never closed one day. We were open every day. Winter was a little less subpar that year, so we didn't have the ice business, but it was still going on. We never closed. We had things going all the time. I remember they cut the hole in the wall. We started running product in there that day, and it was quite the process, but we made it happen.
Wow. So it's not just fishing anymore. It started out with fishing stuff. You've got all sorts of products now, hunting.
Firearms, archery, clothing, more clothing than we ever had. The clothing has come so far, with all the sunproof clothing that you can wear out, keep you out of the sun, the float suits for ice fishing, keep you warm. I always joke, it isn't a joke, but it's a cheap insurance policy so you can find the body, that floating suit, if you don't get out. If you fall in and don't get out, you don't have much time, but those things, everyone has one. You all wear them. There's no reason not to have one.
Absolutely. Camping gear?
Yeah, a little bit of that. We dabble in a little bit of that. We got some sleeping bags, some outdoor cooking stuff. We do have an outdoor cooking section, pretty wide range of meat, wild game processing, sausage making stuff, food saver type thing, grinders, all of the above,
And you've got the space for all of it.
Yeah, we fill it up pretty quick, though. You never know. You don't ever think you can build it big enough,
So we were talking, I don't know if it was earlier today or yesterday, but the most recent addition was tackle. Is that right?
Yeah, we built that tackle room, 5,000 square foot tackle room just on the other side here, and that way in the wintertime, when it gets wintertime, we can set up the shanties inside. I don't think there's any place that has as many shanties set up like we have that you can get in and out, flip them up, set them down, do whichever, check them out in a warm, heated environment before you get out there to get cold before you go fishing.
Try before you buy, right?
You got her. It works out good.
Well, guys, thank you for joining me. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back. We're here at Frank's Great Outdoors in Linwood, just a couple miles north of the Light. They've got their 80th anniversary celebration going on all weekend long, and we'll be back with more after this.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan.
In charge of the hunting department here. What kind of things are you carrying for hunters who are heading up north?
So we have, we're fully stocked. We have hunting rifles, we have bows, crossbows, all the accessories you need for those types of things. We recently got into the suppressor business, which has taken off quite well. Food plot, duck decoys, all the waterfowl stuff you could imagine. And we're stocked really well with it, so it should be a good year.
Absolutely. When you see people coming up north, how has it changed since you started? That's the question I keep asking, but with such a long history, has the hunting department grown? Have you seen more hunters coming up? Have the targets changed at all?
Yeah, so the big thing with hunting for us is we're a destination store, so there's not really a lot of people that come to Linwood to deer hunt. I mean, they do to duck hunt, but they don't to deer hunt, so a lot of the traffic, the customers we get, they're
coming to Frank's.
They're stopping here on the way up north, so that's really nice to see. Since I've started, the traffic has really grown. Even with the gas prices being high and different things, it's amazing to see the amount of people that are traveling still, and it's great to see.
Say what you will about outdoorsmen, they're committed.
Yeah, absolutely. So if they love doing it, it doesn't matter what the cost is. They're going to pay for it, and they're going to spend the money. And that's the beauty of this store is people are coming here to buy things. They're happy, so they're coming here to buy things that they love, for things they love to do. And we love serving the customers. Customers are our number one priority, and it's great to see.
So you've got products for all kinds of hunters, though. You're not just looking at deer hunters fowl hunters.
No, we got deer hunters, waterfowl hunters, pheasant hunters. We got trapping supplies. We have pretty much everything you need.
What do you find people are coming up here most for?
It just depends on the time of year. Right now, guys are starting to get their bows tuned up for bow season, which that starts October 1st. But goose season starts September 1st, so guys are gearing up for that right now too. So it just depends on the time of year. The weather has a lot to do with it. If it's really hot, people aren't thinking about it too much. If it cools, you get a nice cool, like this morning it was nice and cool. It starts to get people thinking about it, and that really helps with traffic and with sales. So
I bet. Something that I'm kind of amazed by every time I talk with someone who's really a committed hunter, really a committed angler, the technology that goes into everything. How do you keep up on it? Well,
luckily we got a great staff that keeps up on all the technology and the new things that are coming. We go to shows every year where they unveil all the new products, and our staff they're trained to find the specifics on everything, and that way we know everything. The customer asks, we know the answer. If we don't, we find it. And crossbow scopes, gun scopes. You try night vision, thermal. It's crazy to see the evolution of the hunting industry. Obviously, thermal you can only use for predator hunting and stuff like that. But crossbow scopes, you got them now where it's got a built-in rangefinder. It takes all the thought out of it. You press a button, it ranges it, and it puts the reticle right where it needs to be. Versus back in the day, you had a compound bow only, a long bow, and you look down the arrow and shoot. So it's pretty impressive how far it's come over the years.
Where do you see that kind of technology? Is it still growing, or has it kind of reached a limit?
You always think it reaches a limit, but somebody always comes out with something new and innovative the following year, and you think at some point it's gonna die off, but it never does.
Has there been anything that's hit the shelves here that you were excited to get your hands on?
I see so many things. I don't get too excited myself. There are a lot of guys that do, but not particularly. No, I kind of like to get involved in all of it, and so it's pretty cool. It's a great